the ball, moving.
Players trump tricky plays. There you go.
I like that. It's a good way to start.
Yeah.
With that, if you have a question for Steve, use the raise hand tool. If you need access to record, send me a note in the chat window and I can get that for you. Just wait for somebody to raise their hand first. There we go. Josh Graham, go ahead.
Hey, Steve, what lesson would you like your guys to take away from Saturday night?
I mean, learn from our mistakes and move on and have a short memory. Next play mentality, next game mentality. They've been really good at that all year long. And that's the mark of a really good team, is to not live in the past, but learn from those mistakes and, try not to do them again. And obviously we played a really good first half, but you got to play two halves. And, we scored 42 points in the first half, had a 3-point lead. And to Syracuse's credit, they came out in the second half and whipped our butt. And all the credit goes to them. They were active on defense. They turned defense into offense, and they got in a rhythm on offense. They played with tremendous confidence, took advantage of mismatches due to our turnovers and defensive transition, and thoroughly beat us. And so we learned from those things today, and then we move on.
And to follow real quickly, we saw the promo, no promo, just ball for Wednesday night, and the message to get a bunch of people out at the Joel on Wednesday night. Were you a part of that messaging, and what message would you like to send out to folks considering going out there?
Yeah, I wasn't part of that. I mean, obviously, Ish has been a great friend since I got the job, and a great supporter of our program, and really proud that he did that. My message has been the same ever since I got the job. Come cheer for our team and our program and our players, not who we're playing against. And that's what the real programs with the real great attendance, that's what they do. Credit, and I said it on Saturday at Syracuse. They're coming off a tough game at Pitt, and they had 23,000 in there, and one of the best student sections I've seen in my career. And I've been around a long time. I've been in a lot of big-time places, and they were great. And hey, listen, we're doing great too. We just, we're building, and I mean, I have no complaints. It's just my message though has been and this is the same it was when I was at East Tennessee State. It doesn't matter who we're playing. You got to come and cheer on our players because you love our team, you love our program, and you love the way we play, not who we're playing. And that's been my message.
Thank you.
We'll go to Mike Barber.
Hey, Steve, when you look at Pitt and John Hughley, what challenges does he present? And some people have done some different things against him lately.
Well, he's a handful, and I'm not going to call him, my assistant is Joe Hughley. So I don't want to disrespect John by calling him Joe, because John's a hell of a lot better player than Joe. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. He's a load. He's a big, strong guy. One of the top scorers, rebounders in the league. Do you double team him? Do you play him play him single coverage? I think you got to mix up his looks. You probably got to try to get him away from the basket the best you can, but he's so big and strong. It's going to be hard. You can't, they do a really good job of getting to the free throw line and drawing fouls. And so we have to defend without fouling, which at times has been a problem, for us, especially on the road. And so he brings a lot of challenges that we're going to have to address, this week. I think Jamarius Burton is playing really well. Jamarius, I actually recruited him at East Tennessee State, and then he went to Wichita, and then obviously Texas Tech and over there. He's a good player. I think Jeff's teams always play really, really hard. I remember that from last year. And when we played them here, I thought, man, those guys compete. They play hard. And so we'll have our hands full.
Every coach in January loves to be asked about March Madness and NCAA selections. So, I'm going to hit you with that, though. You look at what you've done already, and there's kind of the sense outside of your program of they just need to take care of business, kind of win the games they're supposed to win. Do you embrace that mindset? Do you guard against it? Do you not bring it up? How do you approach that?
Mike, I don't really talk about it with the team. I'll talk about it with you and our fans and our radio show and whatever. But with the team, I don't think that's healthy. You know, I think it's just one at a time. And that's kind of going back to the Syracuse game. You know, we got beat. Okay. But are you going to turn it into 2 or 3 losses? The great teams don't do that, right? They adjust, they figure it out, they play better in the next game, and they respect their opponent. And they don't look at Ken Palm and say, oh, Ken Palm says we're supposed to win by 10. I mean, that's who really, you know, so I don't talk about it. Am I happy where we're at right now? Of course I am. I mean, look where we came from, Mike. I mean, Lord have mercy, you know, and to be where we're at, yeah, we're in position. We're in conversation. Last year, not in conversation. You know, playing meaningful games is important. And we were already out of the deal. And now we're in the mix. But now you gotta win, you know, but you can't panic. It's the ACC. You're not gonna win them all. You're gonna try, but if it doesn't happen, then you've got to keep the right mindset. So I don't talk about it with the team. Maybe as we get towards the end, last week, 2 weeks, maybe, but not right now.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
David Teal, go ahead.
Steve, I just checked. Ken Palm's got you by 14 against Pitt.
Good for Ken Palm, man. Maybe I need to put him on staff. I don't know. Jeez.
You opened with us earlier by saying tricky players trump tricky plays. Who on your roster is most likely to screw up a coach's plan, either yours or the opposing coaches?
Oh, mine. We'll screw up now. I mean, hell, I might screw it up. Who knows? You know.
But which players is most likely to just create or do something that the coach?
Oh, I think that's pretty obvious. That would be Alandis Williams. I mean, David, if you think that's coaching, come on now. I mean, the dude just makes plays, right? My favorite thing though about scouting, David, is when the other team's calling out your plays and I don't even know what they are. Like we'll call some play and the other team's on, they're running twist too. And I'm like, well, we just put it in. How do you know what it is? You know, that's always my favorite part. Players will be yelling out the play. And I'm like, guys, we just put it in. You can't know what it is. Anyway, but Alandis Williams, to answer your question, definitely him.
Jerry DePaula, go ahead.
Steve, thanks for your time. I was wondering about Williams. What is it about him that allows him to lead the ACC in scoring and assists? And in your experience, how unusual is that for a guy to lead the conference in both categories?
I would say it's probably highly unusual. I don't know if I've ever coached a player that has, not at this level, by no means. Especially on a team that's balanced in scoring like we are. My teams always have been. It's an anomaly, I guess is the word. You know, and it's a credit to him just because he's a very, very unselfish player who's a great scorer. And that's not typical of great scorers. They have to be selfish, and that's okay. They should be if they're great scorers. But he's really good passer, really likes to pass, and loves to get his teammates involved. And I think because of that, his teammates really like him. And so that's why he knows he can pass it and he will get it back because they really like him too. And they trust him. And so, you know, he's having a great year and he's worked hard at it and he's got a lot left to do, but, you know, I'm proud of him for sure.
Steve, I assume you're a big portal fan too, right? The transfer portal.
Yeah, you know, the old portal's it was good to us this year, you know, the old portal potty. You know, there's more supply than demand. I'm not an economics guy, but I can tell you that there's, you know, I feel bad for some kids that go in there and probably have no business being in there, need to write it out where they're at. But yeah, I've used it and we'll continue to use it to our advantage. And, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? You know, and there's always luck involved in recruiting, not just in the portal, but it is with high school players too, or, you know, JUCO players, or whoever you're recruiting. There's no perfect science in recruiting. I can tell you that much from 33 years. But we did well in the portal this year for sure. With Alandis, Jake, Dallas, Hadim, and Damari. You know, and Damari's added a lot to our team since he's come back.
Steve,
Thank you.
for the time today. We appreciate it. Best of luck this week.
Thanks. We need luck. Luck is good.
All right, we'll have a break for a few minutes.